charge you.
Parentheses, Father.
One more time. Let's see if he'll come. There he is.
Oh.
Hello, kids. I'm Potiphar. Look at me. Just look at me. I'm great. I'm a leader in Egypt. And my relationship with Joseph is much different than Dinah, and Jacob, and Rachel. Much different. And I'll be glad to tell you about him in just a second. Let me tell you about Potiphar. I love, and I love.
Go, Potiphar. Go, Potiphar. Go, Potiphar.
I love that song. I just have to dance every time I hear it. Yes, this is Potiphar. Potiphar. Well, I guess I could take a few moments to talk about some stuff. College tuition fees. Wow. Yes, of course I paid those off. I believe my last slave did call and make that final payment. Will you check on that for me? You didn't receive it. Ramses. Well, I'm not going to pay it. You know why? Because I'm Potiphar. Potiphar. Yes, that's Potiphar. Yeah. Well, it's not my fault you didn't receive it. Again, you know my name. I told you. I spelled it. You know what? All right. This was much easier when Joseph was around. And speaking of which, I've got to let you go. Can you believe the nerve? Things were much easier when I had Joseph around. He would take care of stuff like that for me all the time. That guy, I miss him. And he had such a nice coat. Or at least he tells me, I don't know it. In fact, again, before I talk about Joseph, I know so much about me, I have to tell you about me. So, if you didn't notice, I do enjoy working out. I do go to the gym frequently. This is my best pose. Let me reenact it. All the Egyptian ladies, they say I look okay. What can you say? So, besides working out, I love to travel. And I love to see people in London. And I love to take selfies. I had just come from the beach, as you can tell. I had a really nice tan going. Oh, it's marvelous. I didn't get him to laugh. I threatened to kill him, but he did not laugh. So, hey, they are good at their job. You know what I'm saying? And besides my wonderful workout routines and my traveling experiences, I also studied the fine arts of karate. As you can see, I'm about to show him what his life is all about. Obviously. And he does not look as scared as he needed to be, but that's all right. It's okay. He's not around anymore, if you know what I mean. I can't look bad when I'm studying the martial arts, and I know so much. Did you see that? So anyway, Joseph, this guy, he comes into my life almost just unexpectedly. I was having such a bad day. I had lost some money. I was at the horse races and the camel races and the goat races, and I bet money on the goats instead of the horses. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sure Joseph would have said, bet your money on the horses, not the goats. The horses are faster, the goats are slower. he wasn't around. But anyway, this is how I got him. So I'm at the market. I'm like, okay, I need faster horses. I need faster goats. I need more food. I need more clothes. Smaller clothes to show my muscles. You know what I'm saying? I needed these things to make me feel good about Potiphar. And I thought, I need better looking slaves. Because the ones that I had, they were short. They were kind of chubby a little bit. They weren't as smart. It was kind of like, hey, what am I paying 10 shekels for? You know what I'm saying? So I thought to myself, I'm going to get me a good slave to pick. And of course, the lineup of the slaves, they're all the same. I'd go to them every week just to see if I could pick a new one that's going to be a better help. And it's always the same bunch of people, and I thought maybe I'll get a good one. And I needed a good one because I had several things that I needed done in my house before I went on my next vacation. That was like 20 things I just counted. I had at least 20 things. I wasn't going to do them. Why? Because I'm Potiphar. No, I can pay someone to do it for me. Why wouldn't I do that? I'm not lazy. I'm rich. There's a difference. So, I'm looking at the normal lineup, and again, everyone's the same, and I'm like, well, whatever. I still needed somebody, whether they looked ugly or not. I needed to have somebody come to the house and help me fix things. So as I'm looking, I see this seemingly handsome, fit fellow, and I thought, he must work out. We already have something in common. He's good looking. Another thing in common. He wasn't rich, but I still was. So anyway, and I thought, he doesn't seem like the rest of them. He's different. And I thought to myself, well, I have all these other amazing qualities about me. And if I had a really good looking, seemingly intelligent, confident slave, some of my other buddies in the palace might respect me a little more. I got better looking servants than they do. They do more than the others, and who doesn't want that? So I thought to myself, this guy is coming home with me today. You know why I knew I was going to have him that day?
No.
I was the richest guy in the spot. No one else was going to outbid me. Not one.
You should do
And
it
they didn't.
yourself.
Oh, I did. I sure did. I pulled out my pocket change. It was really like a pocket bag full of gold, and I threw it down, and I pulled out 10 gold pieces, and I said, that's all I'm kidding. He wouldn't take it because they knew. They knew he was awesome. So I had to fork over a lot of money. I paid a handsome price for that guy, and you know what? I was hoping I wasn't going to regret it because then my wife was going to kill me. And if you guys know how being in trouble with the wife is, I was not sleeping on the palace couch. I was not going to do it. So anyway, it was possible, and that was the risk that I was willing to take because you know what? I needed a really good slave, and he just looked like he was going to be the one. So I did decide to buy him. I took him home, and everything seemed to be so easy going with him. You know, I bought slaves before, and they were scared and nervous, but he just wasn't. I started to feel really good about my purchase of Joseph. And so when we get home, of course, I'm telling him, okay, so there's some things that I want you to do. I really wanted to make sure that he was going to make the cut. I wanted to make sure he was going to do his dues, and there was going to be no problems, and I didn't want to have to kill him. I just spent all that money, and well, didn't want to waste the money. You know, it's not like college tuition or anything like that. So I was like, okay, well, here's some tasks. I want you to do this, this, and this. And he did it. And he did it quickly. And he did it really well. Have you guys ever done dishes and you got done with the dishes and you thought, man, not bad. And then mom and dad said, not bad. Good job. Has that ever happened to you guys?
No. I did one time at home.
One time? All right.
I did
So,
more than once.
more than once.
But
Well,
she
this
hasn't
guy,
done it.
she's working on it. I'm sure she is.
No, I've done it.
Well, let me tell you, Joseph never failed. In fact, everything he did was amazing. I couldn't believe this jewel, this gem that I found, and I thought, only the best for me because I'm
Potiphar.
Potiphar.
Why?
I mean, just look at him. Anyway, and it seemed like everything he was doing, it touched to gold, and what a cool thing that would have been, because I'd have made my money back without him having to do anything. But no, like, you know what I'm saying? Everything he did, it was awesome. And I needed something awesome.
Are they yours?
And he was awesome. And there was times that I would look at his work and I would say, wow, Joseph, this is amazing. Good job. And, you know, just like my other servants, I assumed that they would say, thank you, Master, thank you, Master. And they would walk off and everything would be whatever. But every time I told him something, you know, Joseph, awesome, he would say, to God be the glory. And I thought, to God be the glory? For something that you did? No. You did it. Why am I going to give God the glory? But you know what? He always said it. He always said it. And I just let it roll off my back. I thought, you know, if I did something well, I would take the glory myself because well, obviously, of course, know who I am.
Potiphar.
But constantly he would say, to God be the glory. And it didn't matter what I asked him to do. In fact, everything that he was doing was, not only was he doing it well, but he was successful and prospering. Do you guys know what prospering means? Let me tell you. It means that if he took 10 things, it turned into 20. And if he took 20 things, it turned into 40. I mean, everything he was doing, he was making me rich. I had more camels and horses to race. No more goats. I won't make that mistake again. That was a bad decision. But you guys see what I'm saying? Everything he was doing was making me more awesome. And who likes to be more awesome than me? Me. Oh. So I had this jewel, this gem, this great purchase that I'd made. And he kept saying, to God be the glory. And he had told me the story of his life, how his brothers had taken him and they were jealous of him and they hated him. And I was like, what? Why? And they threw him into a hole. And they sold him into slavery. And well, this is how I ended up getting him. Because his brothers hated him. But he wasn't mad at them. He wasn't angry. He wasn't bitter. You know, he wasn't upset with what they did. And let me tell you, if someone did that to me, boy, I tell you what. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm talking about. And that's what would happen, but not Joseph. Joseph was very understanding. He was able to see things from their side. And he always said, to God be the glory. God will take care of me. God will provide. And again, I didn't understand it, but to him, it seemed to make so much sense. And I just thought, okay, I'm doing well, he's doing well, everything is well, everything is fine. We all want things to be fine, of course, right? Well, everything was. And so, one day I'm out at the races, and I'm with my buddies, and we're having a good time laughing, and money. Well, you know, we're having a blast talking about how awesome we are, because really, we are. But, so I come home, and everything's fine, of course, to me, but then I hear about this horrible thing that, who did? Joseph? And I thought, how could Joseph do that? And I thought, no. And the more I thought about it, the angrier I got. And I thought, how could Joseph do that? And it still didn't make sense, but because I was so angry at this thing that I'd heard, that I had to throw him in jail. I was a high leader in my palace, and well, I wasn't going to let a slave get away with something and then me look like the weak one and not, just let it go by. So I had to throw him in jail. I didn't really want to, and it didn't make sense, but well, I really had to. And I look back now, and I see that if that would have happened to me, I would have just been so much more angry at whoever did this to me, whoever caused this lie upon my life, and I would have taken revenge, and you know what I'm saying? That's what I would have done. You just see me walking around the palace, and then I would have looked crazy. But never Joseph. Again, I thought, as I threw him in jail, and I thought, let your God take care of you now. Where's your God at? You're in jail. Let him provide. And it turns out that God did provide. Joseph trusted in God even though the circumstances that he dealt with were so harsh and so hard and unfair. Have you guys ever been through something that was unfair? Your brothers or sisters did something and they blamed you for it?
No.
And that's not fair, is it?
No.
Well, Joseph had been sold to slavery. He'd been thrown into jail after making a good name for himself, but he was never really mad. He thought that God was going to provide, and God provided. God never left him. He never forsook him or went away from him. He was always there, and there was this bigger plan that Joseph always mentioned, and I didn't get it, but I'm starting to see that bigger plan that he had. He was the best purchase I ever made, and no matter how much money I spend in the future on other slaves, no matter how good looking, he was the one that really made a difference, and he really helped me to see that maybe God does provide for those who trust him. Anyway, I would love to stay and chat, but I have horses to run. I have goats to kill. You guys know why. They're no good at racing. Don't race the goats. We're going to make goat cheese. You guys have a very exciting day ahead of you. More to come, and I think you guys might meet Joseph. I'm not saying for sure, but it's quite possible. You guys enjoy yourselves today, and always remember that God does provide. And no matter how hard your life is, trust that God will be with you, and to God be the glory.
Bye.
I have some college tuitions to talk about and figure out. If Joseph was here, he would have covered. He's not here.
Bye.